Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey there, AfterBuzz fans. Welcome to another edition of the Z Nation After Show. Oh, do you hear that?
How could you not?
Does that mean zombies are on the way?
They are following close behind.
No! Well, I am so happy that we are covering this episode. We've got a very special show for you guys tonight. Joining me on the panel tonight, Zach Wilson.
Killed a wabbit.
Nice reference. Roya Taheri.
Hello, everybody. I'm here.
Katie Cullen.
Hi, all my buddies. And I cannot follow that up.
No. There's nothing you can say to follow.
No.
I'm your host, Megan Salinas. Joining us tonight for episode 3, Philly Feast. Two very special guests with us tonight. We have Anastasia Baranova.
Yes.
Nailed it. Who plays Addy? Yes, I nailed it. And Michael Welch, who plays Mack. How are you guys doing tonight?
We are so good. We're so
good.
hip and casual and fun and cool. Look at all of you. This is awesome.
Yeah. And we're so glad that we have you guys for this episode because you guys really shined in this episode.
We had some
thank
fun.
you.
Yeah. He was really good.
Did you guys get a chance to watch the episode?
Oh, yeah.
How is it watching it all come together?
It's awesome. I mean, because you're up there and we're shooting, and the shooting schedule is it's so grueling. I mean, we're doing these episodes so quickly, and we never get a chance to see any of them until they air, and we really haven't started airing any of them until we've been done filming the whole thing. So I love it. I love how it's coming together. I think it's been really good so far.
Yeah, I've had a similar experience. Like I had an idea of what it would be, and then I've actually been like a real viewer. Like I don't know what it's gonna be, and so every week it's like an actual like, oh my god, what happens next? And we did it a while ago, so I don't remember what happens in the show. And so I watch it for real, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
And I have to ask because this was one of the episodes that it had like some of the funniest bits by turn, and then got very dark unexpectedly. What was it like reading the script for this particular episode?
Yeah, I mean, that's the show.
Yeah.
We can be very dark and sort of realistically look at what a zombie apocalypse would be like and the kind of dilemmas that people would have to actually face. But at the same time, I mean, we always, I think the real kicker to the show is the humor, man. I mean, we're bringing the fun back to zombies. I think that's something that's been missing from the genre for a while. But yeah, this particular episode, I mean, I don't know how much we want to give away in terms of spoilers. I assume most people who are watching this right now have probably seen it.
Oh, no, this is a spoiler show.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we've
right.
seen this episode. Just don't spoil anything that happens, beyond.
Yeah. But, the idea of a human farming system for meat is so
Appetizing.
disturbing. Oh,
It makes you want some barbecue?
yeah.
I was eating shawarma while I watched this. It was not the best choice.
Can I play devil's advocate right now? Like, was it really that bad to eat your people when the zombie apocalypse is happening?
We've seen
cannibal about it.
We've seen cannibalism in the zombie
party.
We've seen cannibalism in the I almost said Donner Party. We've seen cannibalism in the zombie apocalypse before. Like that is definitely, and it was very clear from the get-go from this episode that they were cannibals. Like that was the family shtick, so to speak. But
how were they grilling ribs if they had to keep their victims alive? That's what I want to know.
That's probably the worst bit about it, though, is that these people are still alive when they're hacking away at them. It's not like you kill somebody and then turn them into a meat pie, Sweeney Todd style. The guy is there as you're hacking away at his thigh. And that's disgusting.
It's kind of like when you go hunting. You kill the animal, then you cook it.
But that's the thing. You kill it.
The animal.
Well, you know,
kill it
true.
first.
You eat a live octopus in somewhere in the East.
I mean, I guess you could
Octopus.
even with like lobster. Yes, you plop a lobster live into a boiling thing, but it's dead. Like it dies as a result of the cooking.
Well, actually, octopus tentacles can still live on. There have been
that's
instances
scary.
of people suffocating from eating octopus tentacles.
Well, that's
because
what you get.
The stickers still work
Because
because they
that's
have these little
wrong.
individual brains and it sticks to the back of their throat and they suffocate.
This episode is
I have
definitely
great stories.
This episode is definitely enough to make you consider being a vegetarian if you're not already.
I mean, maybe I just won't eat people. Or like that might.
Or just maybe lay off the shawarma, bro.
Jeez.
There's a lot of good life lessons on the program.
I learned a lot from this
Soylent
episode.
Green.
You sow the mouse, and then they won't
And
be
they
able
go.
to scream.
Well, we know what you'll do in the apocalypse.
yeah, guys, who wants to be on my team?
No.
I learned that the Liberty Bell makes a great weapon.
Yes.
Glorious.
And that was what I was kind of referring to with some of the great humor in this episode.
Let freedom
because-
ring.
Yeah. But Tish.
My boyfriend actually said that he was like, he loved the Liberty Bell bit. Like when that happened, he was like, "Are you serious? The Liberty Bell just went through and like bowling ball, like just like pins people. Like that's one of the most epic cinematic moments in history. Like it's like, who thinks of this? I was like, babe, who thinks of this? I don't know. For me, it was the when Cassandra and Doc are like pretending to have sex. I was like, literally, that's why I
The
love
love
this show.
doctor.
The love doctor, right? To go from like eating a human in front of your face to like, I was like, this is great. I love this show. It just goes everywhere.
It really does. It's kind of a roller coaster of emotion because you're laughing one minute and then like cringing the next. It's just kind of, it's so much fun though. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this episode because we do start things off with the Liberty Bell being used to kill zombies, which was all sorts of fantastic and amazing.
At first, I'm like, why are they picking the truck that has the heaviest thing on it and it's gonna waste the gasoline so quickly? Why? And then the bell come off.
She's a thinker. You're a
Yeah.
thinker.
Team zombie
You
apocalypse.
are ready
I got
for
it.
this.
I'm not going to be on your team. You eat people.
Well, then I will have to eat you. That sounded very weird, but you know what I mean.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Never mind.
And now we're explicit on iTunes. Anyway,
This show got fun.
says the only guy.
I thought they would, the Liberty Bell would be a great trading item. Like if you're driving down the road, you come to a colony, you're like, I will take your guns. Here's the Liberty Bell.
Is it that light? the
It has
Liberty
a
Bell?
kill count
Is it
of
super
10.
light? It's like, hey, here you go. You
No,
can
but
have
it tastes like freedom.
If you've got
Pretty
zombies
valuable.
coming up a hill, all you got to do is
That's
roll
true.
it down the hill.
And they gotta go back up the hill with it though. If you pick it back up.
All of a sudden, you're Sisyphus.
Yeah, never mind. I didn't think that one through.
No, you really
I'm
didn't.
useless in the zombie.
You're not ready. You're not ready at all.
No. Actually, I have a friend who says constantly that he will trip me in the zombie apocalypse because he doesn't have to be faster than the zombies, just faster than me.
Well, he can be on your team.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Megan. We'll find you a place in our circle.
Speaking of which, we have a quick scene of Citizen Z barbecuing, and again, I kind of think that that's just sort of set the tone because he's fine. He's set for the next 10 years or
Chilling.
so.
Provided the dog doesn't die. I am stuck on that.
Stop
I am
saying
stuck
that.
on that.
Debbie Downer over there killing the puppy
I
off.
spent the entire I spent last episode thinking that the dog was going to bite it and thinking that there were zombies pulling the dog sled. I had some time last episode. And
You're
I
not allowed
haven't
in my
quite
circle.
shaken all of it. I don't want to be in your circle. You eat people.
You're off the team. Anyway,
Goodbye. I'm gonna have a solo career.
but you could be like 10K. There you go.
Yay.
Just up on your own. But
He kills people
we
with
have
slingshots.
We have him, but it is clear that this new companion has been very good for him because he's in much higher spirits than he was before. And that's good to see him light up and to see him be happy because he was losing his mind. And he'll probably still end up losing his mind at some point, but at least now he has a companion and
He won't
something
be
to
alone losing his mind.
Something to sort of keep him sane
Yes.
for a little while. It's really sad.
Does the pup have a name yet, or is it just pup?
I think it's just pup.
Okay.
And the way that DJ says pup, it just
Yeah.
gets me. Doesn't it get you every time? Just you and me, pup.
It just melts your heart.
I didn't expect it.
But while they're going on, we do cut to a different barbecue going on, and it's the family. And the biker from the previous episode comes up to the head of the family, presumably, which it's right from the get-go. It looks like a scene from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, like, right from the get-go, you're like, oh, they are definitely cannibals. Oh, we didn't even talk about the opening scene with Cassandra, because this episode actually opened with a flashback of Cassandra, and we had kind of theorized that she was a sex slave. But we find that that's not the case. She's actually more bait to actually, catch the people who are looking for companionship.
It really is a horror movie trope. Oh, you want sex? Oh, come have sex. Now you're getting murdered by the cannibal hillbillies.
Yeah, so with that opening and then this barbecue, you're like, okay, clearly they are cannibals. But that's still, like, that wasn't enough to prepare me for what we actually got later in the episode.
What I love is how they keep framing Mother, because there's obviously something very wrong with her. And she's just got this dead-eyed 1,000-yard stare. But she always sits in a chair, and they've got this picture behind her of this woman sitting at a table and just kind of leaning on her hand and staring. And they always frame it so that you can see the woman in the picture and Mother in the same shot. And it's just, it's so clever. I love it.
Can I ask you guys a question about Mother, the actress that plays her? Yeah. How is she on set? Is she like a comedian, or is she
just
quiet?
Loud?
Yeah.
Just really, just the whole time. Couldn't get her to shut up.
Oh, man.
To be fair,
she's really sweet though.
I don't know how she would manage to do that without laughing, because I think if you were just like staring off into space for a little, I'm sure everybody on the set is professional, but I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face.
I want the blooper reel for this episode.
Just
oh my god, I can't. Somebody's like on Twitter was already talking about like, can't wait for the DVD and the bloopers, because honestly they will be like just gags gone wrong. You know what I mean? Just we're gonna try that one again. But no, she was amazing, and it actually, like, as an actor, that's a weird thing to play. To be so present and to have like she makes you look at her, you're like, you know what I mean? But to not say anything. And she really set the tone. Like, I'd look at her and I'd be like, God.
Yeah, she was just as imposing and unsettling as Tobias was.
Which, by the way, does anybody get Tobias Fumke, right? Every time you hear Tobias, you see, like, I just blew myself.
Guilty.
Right? And then you're like, no, you didn't just blew yourself. You eat people. Like, that for me was always the most, like, it's an Arrested Development reference.
I know that.
You know.
I think I did.
Culty Tobias is wearing jean shorts.
You know what
under.
I mean? I really wanted the whole time to just have, like, one blue handprint just somewhere in their home to, like, and if you didn't catch it. No, but no, they're both creepy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's interesting listening to you guys talk about it, because I think one of the things that was cool about this particular episode, and I think it was on purpose from Carl's standpoint, the guy who wrote it, is that, I mean, it really did play into people's expectations of what we've come to, expect from horror and apocalypse and these sort of genre stories, where you're like, oh, okay, well, she's a sex slave. Oh, well, no, not quite. Oh, okay, they're cannibals. Oh, they keep them alive. Oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's playing into what we understand about this genre, and then just kind of turning it on its head throughout the course of the episode. It keeps you on your toes. I like it.
I love that.
Definitely plays with your expectations.
Yeah.
And that is something that, like, moving forward, I'm going to be very aware of now. I'm never going to just assume that, oh, they're just cannibals. No, they're not just cannibals.
I kept expecting the dog to die. Because that's what happens. And it didn't.
Yeah, I hope not. let them. He's the puppy. He's so cute. Anyway, but we do have this introduction to the family, and so the biker comes back up, and it's clear that they know where Cassandra is now. But kind of weird thing about this particular scene for me was he told them what happened. Obviously, he's very happy to know where Sunshine is, but he doesn't care that Travis got eaten by zombies.
Travis wasn't a member of the circle.
Well, no, they were, because later on in the episode, he backhands the guy for like talking about Sunshine.
Can we talk about that backhand? I wrote it down so I remember.
Yes.
That was one massive bitch slap. I'm sorry. He slapped him and he
That's
fell
your
to the
sister you're
ground.
talking about.
Yeah, he fell to the ground. Like, damn.
But do you think he's kind of doing the stereotypical patriarch thing where it's like, these are our women, and our women must be protected, and our men must do the protecting?
I don't know.
I don't think there's anything typical about this process. You know what I mean? Like, I I don't know what your dad was like.
Not like that.
Do the dishes.
The girls are the one who bring in the fresh meat, though. So they are the
That's
more
true.
valuable.
They're a more valuable, I guess, commodity than anybody can wield a gun, but the girls are the one that entice people to come on in. So
Well,
that
and
makes
then we
sense.
get the something exotic line later on.
Yeah.
And she's the only one there who isn't white. So,
Yeah, a bunch of stand-up guys, these guys, right?
yeah, they're great.
But anyways, just speaking of references, when we cut back to our group, what are they eating? They're eating Twinkies. And I loved that. I was like,
And some more Tallahassee is just...
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have a zombie survival kit back in my apartment. This is not a joke. There's a few things.
You
There's
don't
a
have an
machete.
earthquake survival kit, but you have a zombie survival kit.
They're the same thing. I have a machete, a zombie survival guide, and Twinkies.
So you
all
want to
you
join my
need.
group?
That's not going to help you with an earthquake.
Okay, you're gonna run out of Twinkies
you and me,
eventually.
Roya.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure you also have a couple escape plans mapped out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
There's a tree that I can climb down, then you can get outstside that way.
You just
but zombies
joined the
can't climb the
cannibal
tree.
Are you
family.
Clementine now from Walking Dead game? Like what? In a treehouse?
Oh,
You
poor
just
Clementine.
joined the eating people family.
Do what you gotta do.
We've lost Zach.
Hey, he did what he had to do to survive.
I'll give him that.
And Zach, of all people, would have done the same.
Definitely. But to get back to the plot a little bit, actually, because we've gone way off topic. I'm not even sure where we are. But to get back to the plot,
Somewhere
Mack
in
and Addy.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, we're in Philadelphia. And Mack and Addy and all the other groups have gone off to kind of try to find a radio so that they can get a hold of Citizen Z. And of course, our dynamic duo has found a cop car. And I really love the way you guys play off each other in this particular scene because you guys can tell that you've like these two characters have just been working together for a long time, and they play really well off each other.
That was a hot scene. Can I just say that with the picking up and putting on the cop cars? Like, hey, let me go find a cop car and somebody.
My boyfriend's in what he actually Arthur he was watching. I can't watch. I don't want to watch. He literally put it aside. I was like, babe, it's SyFy, okay? That's Cinemax.
Yeah. No, it was fun. I mean, I think from Mack's point of view, that was almost like that's his version of like a nice picnic out with his girl. You know, like it's just
date night.
I mean, really, it was. Yeah, it's like our date. You know, we're I don't know, it's just like nice romantic. I mean, that's kind of what I tried to bring to that particular scene because that's what it is in this world. You gotta appreciate those moments.
Yeah, but Mac, on a nice romantic date, you shouldn't just leave your girl and walk away.
I know, but listen. She can handle herself.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Just look at what happened.
That's a good point.
Well, Roy's going to eat him eventually.
That was going
I regret nothing.
I don't know what's happening on the show anymore, but it was a great scene, and it was a pretty fun zombie kill too. Like that's got to be a lot of fun, like killing a zombie on top of a cop car. Like new bucket list item.
We
Your
have a
bucket
lot
list
of
requires the zombie apocalypse.
yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Thanks. That's great. Anyway.
This is such a how-to guide. Yeah, that was a really fun one. I read that and I was like, I better be graceful right now because otherwise, this is gonna look so stupid. Look cool, please. And I watched it and it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then for the longest time, again, my boyfriend's really smart, I promise. But he was like, he's Asian, I promise, he's really smart. But he was like, no, it's a true story. But he was like, so wait, what would the bottom be in this scenario? And I was like, you open, because he's like top or bottom. And I'm like, great. And he's like, but so what would the bottom be? Like, do you come under and like hit him in the balls? Like, no, or you open the door, that's the bottom. Oh my God.
I kind of hope you do that though. You go underneath the car.
Just the car and then just like go through.
Season two,
guys. Okay.
Just hack at the zombie's legs.
Yeah.
But yeah, they find a radio and she manages to contact Citizen Z for a whole 2 seconds before these crazy family members come up because they saw Cassandra and they start chasing after her after a pretty hilarious interaction with Doc and 10K.
Oh my god, isn't that amazing?
You've never seen porn?
It's before my time. How is porn before your time?
Okay.
You're 18 and the internet went under 3 years ago.
You guys have an answer.
It's sort of brought up a little bit. You learn more about 10K. 10K is basically a woods person. Like he lived in like a cabin with his dad. They were survivalists. Like,
Really?
Yeah. So he didn't even have like internet
That
or TV or
explains
anything.
so much.
Yeah, that you'll get to that. I think in the next episode they get to all that.
Okay.
That explains
Yeah,
a lot
story.
about his character. That's pretty cool.
Raise your hand if you have a crush on 10K.
Yeah,
There it is.
right? We knew this was. We called
tiny
it.
and adorable.
10K is my favorite character on the show. Like he's totally stealing the show. It's this kid's literally out of high school. He's like 18 years old. This is the
He
first
missed
time he's
his
ever been on
graduation.
TV.
He missed his prom, and he made it to graduation, but he missed his prom because he was
Oh
on set.
no,
Literally.
poor kid.
And he's not you poor kid.
So
That was.
that's one of the biggest jokes on set, namely pioneered by Keith Allen, who plays Murphy. Who, I mean, all of us have been working for like 15 to 40 years. Kid's 18, and yeah, poor kid. Really, poor kid. He's on TV. Okay, poor kid. But you're just poor kid. Stupid, good looking.
You can either do the Macarena at your prom, or you can go shoot some Z's
And look
kid.
like a badass dude.
on national television.
Yeah. Poor kid.
Poor kid.
There are more disappointing prom stories out there.
That's
I've gotten
right. That's true.
I think everyone has a few.
Come to think of it, yeah, I guess it's not really a whole lot to write home about.
Didn't you get locked out the night of your senior prom?
No, that was a different dance.
That was a different dance.
That's another story for another time, but I got locked out of my house like the night of like, I think it was some homecoming dance or something like that, and so I was locked out of my house. But it's a completely different story for another day. Oh no, it was hilarious.
Oh.
It all ended up working out okay, but my parents, it was really funny because months before my dad's like, what do you need a house key for? And I'm like, maybe when I get locked out
Because
on
what
the
if
night
the
of the
zombies
dance.
are chasing you and you need to get inside?
Exactly.
Then
Like,
you break
need a
down the
key.
door.
And cardio was #1 in this episode.
Yes,
Lots of cardio.
yes. Lots
so
of
much
cardio.
It's the show. Anybody Doctor Who fan?
Yo.
So I have a TARDIS tattooed on my body, and as
Yeah.
you know, like all the running,
Love the running.
love the running. So as we started filming the show, it's like, oh, the running! I love the running.
Except you have more
Basically.
than 10 meters of corridor to do it in.
Exactly, but what ends up happening is when they start chasing Cassie, she gives them the slip, but they find Addy instead, and so they take her hostage.
Close enough.
She's got the working parts.
Oh.
Sorry. Too soon.
But then Mack comes up and he's trying to find out from Citizen Z what happened, and when he finds out, okay, she was kidnapped by people, goddamn Z's. Oh, goddamn humans. Huh.
Wow, that was much better than I did it.
No, I loved your delivery better.
I love that he took the dash cam, though. That's
Yeah.
really smart.
Yeah, I mean, he otherwise he would have had no point of reference to find out what happened. Yeah, we would have been lost. We would have had no.
It's also good that you had that tablet.
Yeah.
Handy dandy.
And it's functional, and there's a compatible,
I was sort of asking early on in the series, like, just logic questions you ask. Like, so where do we get all this? Well, as it was explained to me, the solar. We have solar. panels.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say, you need to add that to
Now,
your kit
it
set.
yeah,
hasn't been-
Michael brought that up a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
We had Michael Cassett on our first episode.
Okay. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Solar
It was clearly you guys take care of it though, because that was a shiny iPad.
I know.
Really good screen
Don't
protector.
worry about it.
All you need is one Apple store with you trade the stock, and then you got a new one every day.
But then you can't set it up with the cloud. There is no more cloud.
Actually, not to get too nitpicky or whatever, but I'm
late.
actually wondering because Addy is so adamant about documenting the zombie apocalypse. Is there a place where she's keeping this information? Is there a server that she has or some sort of computer that she's uploading the footage to?
You'll get to watch the show and find out.
Okay, okay.
It's a GoPro with 80 terabytes worth of storage space.
Okay, then perfect. We're good to go.
Handled.
Mystery solved. Before we move on with the episode, I want to talk to you guys really quick about iTunes. Guys, thank you so much for all the support you do for all of the shows here at AfterBuzz. We here at AfterBuzz, they put on 80 contents a week. They do 80 shows a week, which means the people behind the scenes work about 90 hours a week to take care of everything. Guys, it means the world to us when you go to iTunes and you rate and leave a comment. We love the iTunes on YouTube, we love the comments on YouTube. That makes sense. Anyway, we read the comments. We love what you guys have to say about this show and about Z Nation. So please go to iTunes, rate us, leave a comment, and it makes a world of difference. So thank you guys so much for all your help.
You can watch it during the zombie apocalypse on your shiny iPad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. And we have an iTunes shout out, actually.
We do.
All right.
FL Moto Chick says, love your podcast. 5 stars. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love the podcast. You all are super funny and point out things I missed from the episode. Makes me want to watch the episode again.
Well, please
Uh-oh.
do.
Well, thank you so much. And for everybody who comments on iTunes, we will give you a shout out on the show. So please rate 5 stars and leave a comment. Thank you, guys.
I think this is the only show where we don't have to warn YouTube commenters not to spoil us.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of nice, right? We get to be surprised every week.
We're on 3 other shows where all the content has already been released, and so it's always don't spoil us, and this one's like, you don't know any more than we do.
I mean, there is 2 days between airing and our airing.
That's why you got to keep your nose.
Blinders.
Stay away from the internet for 2 days straight.
Yeah.
Just can you handle that, Zach? No porn.
Okay.
Not before his time.
But so to go back to the episode, we do get our official introduction to the family with Addy having been kidnapped, and she's got a sack on her head and she's tied to this chair, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry. We didn't mean to be so inhospitable." And they're like, "Oh, trying to play nice is clearly these are not nice people." No.
We tased you, knocked you out, put a bag over your head, dragged you all the way here, and tied you to this chair before we realized that maybe we want you to like us. Not a lot of logic there.
And I just love how he's like, already treating her like a member of the family, and she's like, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, so many people love, the
What's
love
there to
bounty
say
that
no
we share. Exactly. It's just, ugh. Like I said, it especially when your character was tied to the chair, it was very Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, I've seen this before, and this does not go to good places.
Now, in that scene, did they describe to you what it was supposed to smell like when you were filming?
We
and
talked
how to
about
react?
it a little bit. I think for me, there was so much of. It was a weird episode to film. A lot of stuff happened for me as like a human that I didn't anticipate happening. Because you kind of read and you're like, oh, this is really messed up, or whatever. And then I got there and literally being the reality of it. I was in a weird place, and luckily, I think you'll agree, we had one of the best cast and crews of all time, and it'd be if it's just running around, oh, I got a bad feeling about this, it's sex jokes in between each takes. Well, because the stakes are so high, and that's kind of the whole thing of the show, because the stakes are so high, when it's serious, it's serious. You know what I mean? And everybody on the crew was so amazing that, they knew. If it was an intense spot, everybody was quiet in between takes, they'd kind of let us do our thing. And it definitely took me by surprise. Just the whole, and, the art department, went to town with this episode. You know what I mean? And it was so real that I definitely was like, this is so scary. I was nauseated. I was having reactions that I didn't anticipate having. So they didn't. I don't know. We didn't talk about it, but there was definitely stuff that was okay.
On that note,
Can we fake this? No, we're just gonna. It's a real piece of meat. Good.
I would imagine it would be really intense to be in that headspace for a while.
It was weird. It was super weird, especially because I didn't anticipate it at all. I was oh, this is happening. Okay.
Was that the carving sequence that they use a real, I imagine a pig's leg or something like that?
No, what they did is our effects team is brilliant. It was the real dude, and they can I give away the gag?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. This is actually
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
he sacrificed his leg?
The whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, but what they did is so they had a stunt table where his leg was through, it went through, and then they had an appliance. What's the word? There's a
Prosthetic?
word. Prosthetic. Yeah. So they had like a thing on it, and went with the bone and whatever, and then they had like a gag thing that they were cutting off. So it was. But so you
TV exclusive.
Thank you, Steven.
But like on the day.
Thank you, Nando. Sorry, Steven engineers for our other shows. Thank you, Nando.
But yeah, we all walked in. We're like, "What's happening? Why is it? It's not real. It's okay."
Could you like reset, or did you have to do it in one take?
No, they reset. They would go in and they'd like reapply and do the thing. And the guy he had a prosthetic over his mouth, so that was
with the sewing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
Could he breathe okay?
in between takes, we literally were like, "You good, man? You good? You good? Like, can we get you anything?" And he's just like,
It's like, I give you a thumbs up, but I can't.
But I don't have any. It was like that dude, right?
Yeah, dude.
Show. we went places.
Yeah, and that scene where you walk into the meat locker, like, that was just such a dark turn, and I haven't seen like that anything that like creepy and gross since like Jeepers Creepers, and like it was very much like that because it's like taking body parts and everything like that. It's just. Ugh.
I was debating making dinner the first time I watched this episode. I'm like, yeah, I'll make myself something to eat. No. Oh, no.
Not today.
No.
Oh, I was eating sirloin just fine, guys. It was totally fine. Medium rare, too.
We know you're fine with this
We know
episode.
this isn't a stretch.
I don't trust you anymore. You scare me.
I was eating a thing of chicken that I had made, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, of course that's what it is.
So did everybody learn you don't eat while watching Z Nation?
And we know that
now. Okay, so just don't.
Roya and me were hungry at the end of the episode.
Okay, Mr. Shawarma.
But yeah,
so kind of
The Avengers would not approve.
But yeah, so I'm not going to be eating dinner when I watch this show anymore.
No.
Going to steer clear of that. But as poor Addy is going through all that horrible nonsense, we cut back to our team, and again we get a couple other really funny movie references here as we have 10K and Doc talking, and he's like, "So this Rocky guy loses." Huh. He's like, "Yes, but in losing he wins."
It's a Zen thing. Like to see him lose a fight to a Z. You lose, you get eaten.
And honestly, that is conversation. It reminded. I know it's a terrible movie to make a reference to because it's just not a good movie. But my favorite part of a movie called Reign of Fire.
Whoa. You're out of my circle now. Sorry.
I didn't know I was in. I didn't know I was in the circle.
We don't want to be in your circle. Your circle is a circle of death.
Our circle is a circle of survival.
Yes.
Katie.
There's a post-apocalyptic movie called Reign of Fire, where at the beginning of the movie they're reenacting a scene from Star Wars, and putting it on for kids like a play. And all the kids are reacting to it like, when it's like, "I am your father," and it's just so cute. And that, like, anytime I see stuff like this in apocalyptic things, it always reminds me of that, because you do wonder how would our culture go on, after the apocalypse. It would have to be through verbal storytelling. And I would love to see somebody in the zombie apocalypse put on a play for Rocky. That would be great.
I'd like to see a dragon in Z Nation.
There are lots of things I would like to see in this show. And we're going to get zombie bears, so who knows? Anything is possible.
And Zomish.
Yes.
Bears.
It's going to be exciting. But so we get that, and but that sort of light-hearted moment is immediately cut short when Mack comes back in and he wants to know the truth.
Mack's not very lighthearted.
Not when his girlfriend's been kidnapped.
But can he handle the truth?
No.
More movie references.
See what she did there.
And so Cassandra, she's trying to play it off like she doesn't know. She's like, "I didn't even know that guy," but they can clearly see from the footage that he so smartly grabbed that one of the bikers that was hanging out with Travis was. And why did nobody ask her about like Travis, by the way? It's just like, "Oh yeah, that guy that I was totally not fond of. Yeah, he mysteriously died, and that's sad."
Well, they asked last episode, and she said, "Oh, he didn't make it." All right.
Yeah, I guess they just roll with the punches, but no one was suspicious about that.
Well, Warren gave her a look. I don't know if you caught that, but I guess that there really just wasn't enough evidence to go on to accuse her of anything, you know? I mean, there'd be no reason for her to know this guy.
And people die all the time in the zombie
I think
apocalypse.
that's the thing. Yeah, it's kind of like he's dead. Okay.
Must be Tuesday.
Literally.
Yeah, pretty much. But what we get is a really great scene from you. Like, you were mad. Where did you, like, what did you kind of draw from for that scene?
Well, listen, I mean, I think in building Mack, the most important thing was, like, you know, at this point in society, in the world, you have to find some reason to wake up every day and to keep going. And for Mack, it really is just Addy. I mean, Addy is like, his whole sense of identity and purpose is wrapped up in this girl. I don't know how healthy that is, but
Now I'm worried.
And Mack is a guy who tries to, I think, keep it under control. He's not like a flashy guy. Like, he's the man of few words. He's tries to just be efficient. Like, he picks the 22 out of all. You know, he's not flashy, but like when it comes to his girl, he cannot keep it together. He just loses it. He's just like it's just this volcano, man, that's just underneath Mack at all times. And I think that's really what it came down to. And I think I'm trying to remember, but I don't believe I had planned or told Pise, who plays Cassandra, that I was gonna like choke her. That really wasn't my plan, but it just sort of happened in the first take, and I was like, "Hey, is that cool? Are you okay with that?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's totally fine." So that's what I kept doing. Yeah.
Surprise! You probably get a really good authentic reaction when that happens, though.
Yeah, totally. I gave her a gift. But no, I mean that's what it is more than anything else. And probably I think I was just particularly frustrated that day as a human.
He didn't get his banana, okay? So at 11 o'clock, it's snack time, okay? He has a very strict regimen that he keeps, and he didn't get a snack. And so
That's right.
he let her know.
Wow.
So all this rage was just boiling in you all day long.
Yeah, I will say that
Donkey
is
Kong.
like part of the show is that the conditions of the show are very tough sometimes, and it is like you can actually get very frustrated making a show. I mean, I love it. It's fantastic, but you can definitely use that like in these scenes of extreme frustration.
So when Mack is screaming at her, he's really just hangry?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where is my protein? I mean, Addy!
Well, whatever you did, it definitely worked because, again, prior to this, we've seen him be very cool and collected, and for the most part, try to be the voice of reason. You know, even when it's like, why should we trust these people and things like that? And this is just the point where all of that goes out the window, and it was really cool to watch.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, he can't handle it. Addy's his girl, man.
It's actually like over the course of the show and like as we move further into it, and from the bat, the way that like Mike decided to play it and what we started doing, I was like, I don't really remember the last time I saw a love story like this. Where literally like, I don't know, I don't remember like you just want a man to love you like that, like the way that he protects her, the way that they like look out for one another, it really is. And again, the circumstances are so intense that you're trauma bonded. You really literally survive with one another. But yeah, the way that he loves her is just like, damn. I want some of that.
And yeah, and you can definitely tell just from the way they play off each other. There is a lot of love there.
Yep.
It's really great. But when Cassandra finally comes clean and we get our reveal about the horrible nature of these cannibals, what they actually do, they decide that we need to have a standoff. You know?
Can we talk about the joke? Can we talk about the awful joke that Murphy tells?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
The farmer
Coming
joke.
straight back from commercial break, and there's a joke. Well, this farmer has a really smart pig, and he can do math and yada yada yada. And one day, the farmer's friend comes by, and the pig's walking around on 3 legs. Well, what happened to the pig? Smart pig like that, you don't eat him all at once. It's like, Murphy, no! Murphy, no!
What? Too soon.
I love it. Too soon?
And we have to put up with
no.
him because he's our whole mission. He's the thing that's keeping us all together as a group. So he literally has carte blanche to just be a jerk.
Otherwise, you'd tie him to the bumper and just go.
Totally.
I don't know how you guys don't just your characters don't just punch him in the face on a regular basis.
Honestly, it's something that came up where I had to talk to Keith and be like, listen, I like you. As a human, I like you. But I'm having a visceral reaction to you right now where I want to punch you in the face. And literally, he goes for it, man. Where you're just like, and you keep trying to like him. Because, and you're just like,
Well, and that must be so much fun for him to play.
oh, he had a ball.
He's a great character. He's one of my favorites. He's fun to watch. He makes it's another dynamic to the show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and where he goes, man,
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say,
really,
just
his
wait.
journey, it's crazy. It's really intense. You're gonna love it.
But you still want to hit him with a frying pan.
Oh, totally.
More and more so.
Well, and it will be interesting when we get a little bit more of his backstory, because we know he was a white-collar criminal, but there's actually something darker there, just based on what we've been told.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be very interesting when all that plays out. But after that inappropriate joke, they do decide that they need to do whatever they can to go and get Addy back. And so they go and have this kind of Mexican standoff with the family. And I did, not to go too far back, but I loved your line about I look like a post-apocalyptic stripper.
Everyone had a real fun day on set that day. Because, we obviously have a cast, crew of 40 dudes. And usually I'm running around clothed. And I just come on set, and I was like, just shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. Everyone's like, yeah, you look real nice. It was funny. I felt like a post-apocalyptic.
And that makes me wonder how, if things like that is was that an improvised line? Because I definitely feel her pain on that one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know why Carl knew to write that. What life experience he that was there. That wasn't me.
But to get back, they have this standoff, and it's very clear that people have guns on both sides. One guy gets capped in the head, and the family brings out a .50 caliber machine gun.
And a guy who can't aim it for anything. Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to
stormtrooper up in
scare
there.
them, or I'm going to say he was just trying to scare them, because otherwise he just has terrible aim. Why would you give that man who is clearly cross-eyed any sort? It reminded me of Spaceballs, where they just cannot hit them at all. But Tobias he's like, look, you can kill me if you want. I've had about all the zombie apocalypse I can take, but you are gonna die. She is gonna die. That is what happens. And Cassandra, before anybody else can get killed, decides to run up and sacrifice herself. And so our group makes their getaway, but when it comes time to actually getting away, they're like, well, wait, we're not leaving her there, right? No, we can't do that.
I love how all the men were like, yeah, duh, why not? And the women were like, no.
Is this a girl
get 'em,
thing?
yeah.
Is this a girl thing? Uh-huh.
Time for an awesome master plan.
And so they call up Citizen Z. We need music.
You said you needed music?
Yes.
All right.
And he...
Let me just get out this trampoline and.
That was just adorable.
He's gotta get his exercise, guys. Come on.
What is it
Trampoline's
with
the way to go.
What is it with the skinny dorks in this show? They're just adorable.
I mean, yeah, how else are you going to get your exercise? Because you can't exactly go outside and go for a run or anything.
Well, he could, but it's not smart.
No, it's too
There's
cold.
a dead guy out there.
Yeah, and he's frozen. He's a dead zombie sickle. Anyway.
Oh, that's cute.
Zombies.
But so they decide to go in, even though it's very possible they are going to get killed doing this. They decide to send Doc in as kind of a decoy to get Cassandra into the trailer, and then they ride in, not guns blazing, but stereos blazing with Ride of the Valkyrie. And it was just all sorts of awesome and hilarious, because you have Doc and Cassandra in the van shaking and saying things like, oh, love doctor.
The doctor's in the house. Oh my god.
So good. It's
I
so
love
good with the
Cassandra
hands.
went went with it. Like, she just even added those lines to it. I don't know. Did she do that with the other ones before and actually commit all the way and she was that loud? I don't know. But
Probably. I mean, you gotta convince a guy that he's actually doing something.
well, if you got the love doctor, might as well.
Again, the show is a how-to.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, so I'm
just saying.
You worry me.
If you're gonna kill the John, you gotta at least give him a good time before he goes.
Yeah.
Nope, disagree.
But anyway, so Tobias rushes in because he thinks Cassandra has tased the guy. But of course, his associate gets shot, and he gets shot in the chest, actually. And then she tases him in the mouth. Like, oh my God.
Sunshine, why? My name is Cassandra. Bzzzt. Jeez.
Oh, man. That was pretty brutal, but he deserved it.
It's probably very cathartic.
Yeah. Would it actually look like that? Like how his mouth just sort of lit up like that? 'Cause
Actually,
it's
I
a
have
hard thing
tried
to
it
test.
before, and
That's what I was saying.
I'm just kidding. No, I don't know.
You're going to go far in the
But-
zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm
just based on like
indestructible.
shining a flashlight through my
Yeah.
hand and stuff, I think you'd see like some of the veins.
His
and
tongue's
things.
got to be numb for sure.
Yeah,
With
because
that,
I'm thinking that's one of the things on like message board comments. Like, I did that to my brother and it totally doesn't work.
Do not try that at home.
Disclaimer.
No,
But if you
gosh.
have, can you share the information?
Yeah,
with
we'd
us?
like to know. What big guy.
Don't
Don't do
tease
it.
me, bro.
Seriously. But as they make their getaway, he kind of stumbles out, and we see very clearly that, the place is now overrun with zombies, and he goes into the cave and gets his comeuppance. He ends up kind of getting... I guess it's implied that he gets killed by the people who are in there, or that zombies rush in, and that they
I
just
was
all get
bummed that
killed.
he got killed by the people in there. Like, yeah, I get justice for them, but he should have been eaten alive.
Did they kill him, or did they just hold him in place and wait for the zombies to come so he couldn't escape?
That's
what
I
I
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think
Okay.
they had enough limbs left to
To actually kill.
Allegedly.
Saw a hand on his neck, and I thought maybe they're choking him, but they're gonna get eaten first before he does, right?
Yeah,
But
so
Everyone's
either way,
getting eaten.
they're
The
all
final
getting
story
eaten.
is
Philly
Okay,
feast.
wait a minute though. We didn't actually see him get eaten alive, so therefore he could come back.
That is the big question that we're left
Same.
with, is because the family is clearly broken, but we didn't see all of them die. So
Mom was
it's
just gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, all right."
it's very possible that that we have lots and lots of that we still have family members running around out there who want to get revenge. So that unfortunately wraps it up for this episode. But I think we have time for predictions really quick.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I always love that little light show.
I know, it's so fun.
so happy.
So next episode, according to the preview, we finally get our Amish zombies.
Zomish.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
And you just can't hide it?
No, I can hide it pretty well. I won't.
Well, and from the sound of it, it sounds like we get more of 10K's backstory, which is going to be all sorts of exciting and fun.
I can't wait.
I'm really excited.
It looks like there's like one mega zombie who's just gonna come out and like punch
in
people.
military
Godzilla.
gear. Yeah, it looks like a military compound was kind of overrun of some sort, and that there are these big military-grade zombies running around.
But we also had some live military guys in the preview as well.
Yeah, one or two.
Called Who Goes There. Seriously.
Exactly.
Is this the 90s video game?
But do you guys think they're gonna help or keep them
hinder.
hostage?
Oh
Hinder.
yeah, no. Those guys do not look helpful
Former
at all.
military.
Nah,
then.
military or militia?
Michael, Anastasia, do either of you have any predictions?
You ask the people who know everything.
How many zombies do you think will be killed?
That's a good question.
That is, and actually, internet. Is anybody doing Z Nation by the numbers? If you are, please let somebody know. I think after the first episode, I saw a little thing that was like a
zombie kill count?
Yeah, and
Nice.
I really want to know.
Okay, commenters, if you know someone who's doing it or if you're doing it yourself, let us know. We'd love to
Challenge
see.
issued.
Yes, challenge issued.
Go. How many?
Well, sadly, that wraps it up for the time that we have here. Thank you guys so much for coming on to the panel tonight. Where can people go if they want to find out more about you guys and the work that you do?
The internet.
Yes, but where?
Is there any Twitter accounts or
Like
anything?
Twitter handles, things like
I'm
that.
Annie Awesome on the internet. ANNY Awesome.
I'm Michael Welch, ACT, A-C-T, because I'm an actor.
Not because he's a standardized test.
ACT.
The College Board would like a
Well,
word.
thank you guys so much again.
Thank you,
Roya
guys.
Taheri, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya. That's HeyRoya. Zach.
You guys can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson. And also here at AfterBuzz, 2 more Dead People Coming Back shows tonight. The Strain and Resurrection starts back up.
Yeah. I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I am also on Sword Art Online on Sundays and Classic Doctor Who on Wednesdays.
And I'm Megan. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I'm also on a bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, so check those out. Thank you guys so much for watching the show tonight. We will see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.